What's up everybody, Lucas here. In this video, I am going to teach you how to easily learn these 5 super cool ground tricks in your home right now. That's right, we will be using some very simple but special and effective hacks. So by the end of this video, you will have the knowledge and skills necessary to do these super awesome moves. But you gotta focus. Alright, let's get started learning. Number 1, the front head spring. Now to make learning these moves easier, it is super beneficial to put something down like a mattress, or you can just use your bed or put down some couch cushions, get creative, something soft. To start out learning this move, we can start with just a simple front roll. You don't necessarily want to do your front rolls like this when you're doing front rolls, but for learning the front head spring, I recommend going straight down the back. That is why it's easier to do this on a soft surface, because otherwise on a hard ground, it would hurt going straight down the back. Work on your rolls, get them smooth. If you're not doing this already, I want you to start using one foot to kick up with and one foot to jump with. Use that to initiate momentum into your roll. Speed this up, make it clean. Now before we move on to the next step, a commonly untold secret is it really helps to be able to do a deep squat with your legs to the side when it comes to landing frontwards flips and tricks, such as the front flip, front handspring, and this move, the front head spring. So if you can't already, I recommend working on warming up your hips and working on getting a nice aesthetic deep low squat with your feet to the side. For this next step, we are going to place a simple barrier on our mattress. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a front roll over it, starting the front roll in front of the barrier, so it causes us to swoop over it. You can simply go into sitting at first, as so. Now the goal is actually going to be to land in a deep squatting position in front of the barrier, hence why I emphasize the importance of the deep squat. Once you're comfortable going over the barrier into a sitting position, you can then try to go over the barrier and land in a deep squatting position, as shown here. Very easy. Like I mentioned earlier, notice how my legs are to the side, my feet are to the side, which allows my pelvis to get deeper and closer to the ground, which makes it easier to land this move. Secret. Now because this is a front head spring, you want to begin to pay attention to the placement of your head as your rolls begin to increase in confidence. It is very important to learn to place your head softly onto the mattress so you're not slamming it on the mattress, so when you do take this to the ground, you don't slam it on the ground. Work on using the strength from your arms to make the placement of your head smooth onto the mattress. Something I want you to pay attention to and begin to develop as your rolls begin to increase in speed is this kipping motion. This kipping motion that is developed at the apex of the roll. Lightly placing your head and keeping tension in your arms, so keeping most of your weight on your shoulders, I want you to start to kip as you are going over your roll to help initiate that throw over the barrier. That is why it's very helpful to have this barrier, is because it shows you how to guide that kipping force over into the deep squat in the front. Continue to work on this, make it smooth. Use the barrier to help you develop that arch that's associated with this move. When you're feeling confident, you can then take it lower to the ground. An optional step here I'm doing is putting an extra couch cushion down on the ground, which is going to give me a soft placement for my head. But just like before, we want to continue to work on always placing our head softly, using most of the force in the arms and shoulders. Now when you do take it to the ground, I recommend starting extremely low, as so. So I'm basically starting almost kneeling on the ground. Now everything still applies as before. We initiate the front head spring by placing our hands firmly on the ground, lightly our head, then we kick up with one foot and jump with the other. With a slight bend as the legs meet at the apex, we kip and push through our shoulders, arch, which you learned by using the barrier, over into the front deep squat position. The deeper your squat, the lower you can land this with success. You can practice this from the harder ground onto the softer surface. Just take note of the elevation change. When you're feeling confident, you can take away the barrier, go to the ground. Once again, just take note of the elevation change. Now remember, if you're going to be jumping more into your front head spring from a more standing position, just to use your shoulders to easily descend your head onto the ground. You don't want to jam your head. You need to have control. That's why I recommend going very low and very slow, if not always. Practice makes perfect, and voila, front head spring. Congratulations. Let's move on to number 2, the Kip Up. The Kip Up is super desired but can be learned super easily using these simple methods. Get on your mattress in just a simple sitting position. You can start by just simply rolling to your back to your upper shoulders. From here we can begin to work on the initial kip of the Kip Up. With your legs tucked in, when you reach your shoulders from the roll, you want to think about extending your legs out quickly, kicking your legs out, but then quickly bringing them in so you feel the feeling of it lifting your back off of the bed. It's a very simple motion you probably did as a child, so get used to it again. The next thing we want to work on is our Kip Up hand placement to help us kip up even more. You actually don't want to throw your fingers straight back, you want to turn your fingers in as so. This helps us prevent finger injury and also gives us better force production on the ground. So bring your hands up over your shoulders, in the back by your ears. Place your hands down as you reach the back of your roll. Now as you kip up with the legs, I want you to push off with the hands. This doesn't need to be exaggerated. A quick, fast motion is beneficial and all you need. From here, it's a very similar arch to a front low deep squat, just like we did in the front head spring, but we're doing it from our back. So to get us used to doing it from our back easily, we can choose to build up a helping barrier. So putting a few couch cushions, pillows, anything you can put down to elevate your back off the ground will help, as so. So you basically want to sit on the edge of this barrier with your legs over the side. Now from here you can work on doing the kip off of the barrier. This really helps us get used to pulling our body forward into the deep squat position because it's already helping us halfway through the motion. Now work on the kipping and bringing your body up to the upright position. You can allow the barrier to help you at first, but try to do so using more of the momentum you're generating from the kip, arching and pulling in with the abs. Now you might not be able to use your hands with this barrier if it's not wide enough. It's no big deal. The most important thing when it comes to learning this move is the momentum change and how to control that momentum. This is what the barrier is going to teach you. When ready, take away the barrier. Like I said a bajillion times already, but probably still one of the most common mistakes is trying to have your legs too close together and trying to land this move too high. If you bring your legs further apart and develop the flexibility so you can get into a deep squat with your pelvis low, it makes landing this move, especially in the early stages, way easier. So when you are learning the kip up in the beginning stages, try to land with your legs more spread out so you can get your pelvis lower and land lower successfully. You can continue to work on this on the mattress or your soft custom surface until you are ready to take this to the ground. All of the same physics apply. Voila, kip up on the ground. Alright, number 3, the rollback to handstand, or any hand freeze you want to do. Roll back to up on your hands. Super cool, looks difficult, but can be learned super easy. Watch right now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is work on a simple back roll. To make this back roll up to your hands easier, you want to roll over a side in which you're stronger on with your arms. For me, that's my left side. So I want to roll from my right hip diagonally through my back over my left shoulder. Now from here, you want to work on hand placement onto the ground after you come out of your roll. The side in which you are rolling over, so my left side, you want to take that arm and you want to bend it. so that when you roll over that dominant side, that forearm is basically on the ground straight. Now the other arm follows this hand over as well, but won't be touching on the forearm when you are done rolling over. Only that hand will be touching. Sounds like a lot, but it's really just naturally what will happen if you try to roll over the side and then put your hands down onto the ground after the roll, like I'm showing in this example. Now as you can see, I don't stay on my left forearm for long. I push right up and out to my left hand as well. This is what's going to help us ramp up into our handstand when we eventually get this move. Now for the trade secret, the kipping motion with the legs that is really going to help us lift off the ground after our roll and help us get right up into our hands, so we don't have to muscle ourselves up completely using our shoulders. From a simple kneeling position, place that dominant side forearm and hand on the ground or mattress. Place the other hand on as well. Push up slightly and bring your legs in. Now just like we learned in the front head spring and the kip up, you want to do this kipping motion with the legs. Kip them up and out, but not fully extended. Bring them in, you will feel a lift, and as you feel that lift, maximize it by pushing off your forearm up to that dominant hand, using your other hand to help push off as well. Now go back to the back roll, but this time try to incorporate the kip into the back roll as you go up over onto that dominant side forearm. Initiate the kip right when you get up onto that forearm so you can maximize the force from both the roll and the kip to help push you up into a handstand position. Now when you work on this and get more control, you can begin to increase the speed of your back roll and the force of your push and kip as well. Eventually you will notice you're getting pretty high off of your hands. To get up into a handstand position from here, it's literally just a matter of simple adjustment of your momentum one way or the other. If you're noticing you're going too far forward, you want to bring your momentum more towards the back, vice versa. When you're ready, you can take away the mattress or a soft surface and attempt this on the ground. And once you get up into the handstand position, balancing in the handstand is another story. If you want to learn how to hold and balance in a handstand for a long period of time, check out my handstand tutorial, where I go over the techniques and secrets that will allow you to learn and hold a handstand quickly. Other than that, boom, roll back to hands. Cool. Alright, next, the super cool coin drop. This move looks cool but can be confusing for some, but it won't be confusing for long because I'm going to break it down, making this real fun. For the coin drop, you want to choose a side to drop into. I'm choosing my left side because it's my more dominant side. Standing position on your mattress or soft surface, spread your legs. You want to take that dominant side arm, you want to put it out, in front, off center towards the other side. To make this really easy, from here you can get down on one knee like I'm doing in this video. Then what you want to do from here is you want to take that left side leg, sweep it around back behind the right side leg. Then from here you want to roll sideways on that arm that is down over to your upper back and allow your hips and legs to come up as so. So work on this a few times and then work on speeding this up and making this more of a continuous smooth motion. Now if you were going to your knee before, try to do it more standing on both legs as so. Speed this up more and more. Work on making the motion flow to the upper shoulders. As you continue to get better and better on this on your soft surface, you can begin to stand up more and more. Now as you go faster, it's important to focus on keeping this smooth. Keep your whole body tight. But it's literally simple as this. As you go faster and faster, as long as you keep everything tight and synchronized, you're basically going to have a really solid looking coin drop by the time you're standing up. When I get up to a higher position, I am going to start to jump into it without placing my arm on the ground at first. The same rules apply. You want to curve your arm as such so you're getting this curved smooth motion to your back. I previously made a video on falling that really goes in depth explaining how to minimize impact in one spot by using curved motions. If you want to check that out, the video's in the description. Plenty of other techniques in that video that are super beneficial and I highly recommend it. Eventually, when it feels like it's flowing really well, You can take away your soft surface. You can start low on the ground at first as well, but eventually work yourself up to a coin drop on the ground. Now it does help to have a more slippery surface than the carpet when doing it on the ground, because you can get a rug burn from that spinning motion, but as I'm showing, it could still be done. Voila, coin drop. Last but not least, this one is very important, especially if you want to learn some b-boy power moves, or what some people know as breakdance or breaking, but also is super beneficial for parkour tricks, anything, just learning your body momentum. I highly recommend learning this. Now I don't know exactly what this is called or what to call it, so I'm going to call it the spin up. Simply start by sitting on your mattress or soft surface. Then you want to choose a way where you want to spin. I'm going to spin towards my left. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to roll towards my left side, placing my left arm on the ground. I am then going to kick my right leg up towards my left shoulder and out as so. Then from here you want to use this like elastic build up, this whipping motion to whip your left leg back in and through and around, just like that. So right leg first and then followed by that left leg into this whip. As my whole body is shifting to my left side, I'm also rolling towards my right side. Now you want to capitalize on this roll and roll over to the front. To do so easily, you want to make a ramp shape with your non-dominant side arm. So I take my right arm and I bend it in close to my core. Then I can use my left arm as a guide out to the other side to help me roll over to the front. So add this step into the initial portion of this move. Right after you do the kick and the whip to the back, you want to immediately roll over into this position, using the arm to help ramp you up as you push up to your hands. As you get more efficient, increase the speed of this move and work on making it smooth. When ready, you can take away your soft surface or mattress and attempt it on the ground. Once again, you can start slow and work your way up, but then voila, the spin up. Now the forces and momentum changes learned by this simple spin up can be applied to making learning certain power moves way easier. It's like literally the secret no one can explain when it comes to learning certain power moves such as the windmill, baby mills, munch mills, and then from there on, etc. Now it really does help to be in good shape when it comes to learning these complex movements and tricks. If you're interested at getting in the best shape ever, check out my comprehensive training programs on onlykindsfitness.com, helping you to get stronger, faster, jump higher, more flexible, looking better, etc. I have the accelerated 1-month plan as well as my 12-week program, Bodyweight Beast 2.0. I want to thank everyone who has purchased those programs and for all the positive feedback on those programs. I am so happy you are all having great success. So have fun, but always remember to practice safely and practice at your own risk. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep learning new cool things. Don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on. I have plenty more videos coming out. Stay tuned. I hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video.